Shalom, all praise goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Hakodash, double honors the apostles and the elders, great millstone, taught this truth and rule well. Salutations, stock my day pushing this word, saying honesty, the hopeful elect, we always try to be a part of. This says New York City shooting, 8 people shot in bullet-riddled Brooklyn overnight. Now, reading the article and seeing the scenery, because I basically saw the aftermath because this happened maybe three or so in the morning. So it just brought scripture to my mind, and that was a lesson. Okay. It says the rampage of gun violence in New York City continued between Saturday night and Sunday morning when 10 people were wounded in 8 separate shootings across Brooklyn and Manhattan, police reported. All right, 10 people wounded in 8 separate shootings across Brooklyn and Manhattan, police reported. 2 men are currently fighting for their lives after being shot in the chest in Flatbush, Brooklyn, just after 1 a.m. It says law enforcement source said. Authorities said the unidentified gunman, described as a man wearing a black sweatshirt, pulled up to the corner of Flatbush Avenue and Beverly Road at about 1 a.m. on May 2nd inside a black vehicle, then got out and approached the 2 victims at the location. Law enforcement sources said the suspect blasted the men ages 45 and 43 in the chest, then walked back toward the vehicle and fled the scene. The motive for the shooting remains unknown and under investigation. Officers from 70th Precinct responded to the shooting. EMS brought both victims to Kings County Hospital in critical condition. Later on Sunday morning, 4 more shootings occurred in about 4 hours' time in the neighboring 67th Precinct, also based in Flatbush. Here's the rundown. At about 2:41 a.m. on May 2nd, the gunman shot a 19-year-old man in front of 345 Foster Ave. The victim told police that he had heard shots and felt pain. EMS brought the victim to Kings County Hospital for treatment of injuries not considered life-threatening. At about 3:15 a.m., an unidentified shooting blasted away a 29-year-old man, middle finger, at the corner of Rockaway Avenue and Avenue M in Canarsie. Police said the victim brought himself to Brookdale University Hospital for treatment, and about 3:17 a.m., an unknown gunman pulled up to a 19-year-old man at the corner of East 91st Street and Kings Highway in East Flatbush and shot him in the knee. The suspect pulled away after firing the shot. EMS brought the victim to Kings County Hospital for treatment. Kings County had a busy night. At about 6:20 a.m., a gunman shot a 19-year-old man in the abdomen at the corner of Avenue A and Ralph Avenue in East Flatbush. EMS brought the victims to Brookdale Hospital, where he's recovering from his injuries. Cops are looking for a male suspect inside a dark-colored sedan. 2 other shootings that occurred in Brooklyn on the evening of May 1st also remain under investigation, police said. Yeah, so it's a lot of shooting, man. A lot of shooting. Of course, these scriptures came to my mind. So I'll just go through them real quick through the spirit. Actually, let me get this one first. Ecclesiasticus 39:28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Okay? Now, those spirits could be actual people. Spirits could be animals. All right? Could be a natural disaster. Okay? But it says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. Now, you might have, like in the article I read, you had one guy that came out of the car and blasted 2 guys in the chest. Okay, I like how they said the word blasted. Blasted them away. But that was the Lord's will. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. Those are sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force. All right, so that's right. They got blasted away. They felt the force of the gun, and appeased the wrath of him that made them. And who was appeased? Who was satisfied? The Most High. All right, Yahweh Shemi Yahushua. If there's judgment coming down, it's gonna be from Yahweh Shemi Yahushua. All right, so them guys could have been doing something wicked. Okay, they could have been doing it for a long time or a short period of time, but the Lord had judgment on them. They could have done it in their past life, and the Lord had judgment on them. It says, Isaiah 45:7, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Now, you hear all these shootings and deaths, all right, and people 47, people 19, just getting shot left and right. You would say it's an evil time. It's a bad time. But guess what? The Lord is doing all these things. It's judgment. Okay? Scripture speak about Matthew 24, 12:24. It speaks about, because the wickedness or transgression increase. So the heart of many wax cold. So you could expect a lot more violence. Matter of fact, the violence is only increasing. All right, the violence is only increasing. It don't take much to get your hands on a gun. Okay, and it don't have to be a gun. It could be a sword. It could be a brick. It could be a bat. Somebody's bare hands. I, the Lord, do all these things. Right, man. The Lord control these things. Job 4:7, last scripture. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perish being innocent. Okay, so those guys that's in the hospital fighting for their lives, if they die, the Lord said, whoever perish being innocent. They were not innocent. Okay, and that's true because no one's innocent. We all went off at some point. It says, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? Okay, so the Lord is not going to have his men, all right? Because who be considered the righteous today? The Israelites, but really the elect of Israel, And we're only righteous through Yahweh, through Yahushua, okay? Yahweh Shemi Yahushua, but through the Son, because Yahushua came down as a sacrifice, for our wickedness. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perish being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off. And that was a quick lesson. Lord was edifying. One so praise goes to Yahweh Shemi Yahushua, Bashim Kakwadash, double on the apostle, the Elder Millstone. Citation, Sacrament, pushing this word in all sincerity and honesty. Shalom.